Hi, my name is Liz Hathway and this is my astrological look at the week ahead. We had the full moon this morning in Scorpio. Full moon is often a time where things can come to a head. Sun and moon are very important in the collective, and the moon often is sort of carrying something of the mood in the collective. And of course the moon in Scorpio is very much about the underbelly, it's very much about the gut feeling, it's very much about the instinct in some way. And it's very interesting that the Home Secretary, British Home Secretary, decided in the build-up to the full moon in Scorpio that her position as Home Secretary was no longer tenable. And she handed in her resignation last night before the full moon. And that's really the sense that you sometimes get around the full moon, that things are coming to a head, because we have the maximum sort of, when planets are in opposition, they're at their maximum distance from each other. And so things become clear in a way. But certainly in the collective, the full moon energy can bring things to a head, bring a sort of feeling of crisis. And of course we had the sun square the nodes yesterday, and this was a slow resignation. This has been building up for at least a week. And, you know, the sun in Taurus is quite conservative. It's quite, will hang on. It's quite tenacious, the sun in Taurus. But it was very clear last night that, by last night, that these revelations just kept on coming, and her position became completely untenable. So, yeah, this was quite an intense full moon. It's about direction as well, what direction we're going in, because, of course, it was square the nodes. So it's a bit of an interesting week this week. Venus is a very important planet at the moment. The sun is in Taurus, of course, and Taurus, his ruling planet is Venus. And the main sort of aspect of the week, major aspect, is the Sun sextile Neptune on Sunday, and Neptune exalts Pisces. Exalts Venus, and Neptune is currently in Pisces. Furthermore, Venus is the only planet at the moment that's in an air sign. So Venus has quite a prominent role, I think, in this coming week. So we have to think about what Venus in Gemini is about. It's really about connectivity. It's about, you know, keeping options open, not getting bogged down in things. You know, keeping a lot of balls in the air, if you like. It's a very social position for Venus, Gemini. It's kind of quite flirtatious in a way. It makes me always think a bit of the butterfly. You know, it flits from one flower to the next, and it's spreading, you know, it's spreading pollen around, and the pollen is a sort of, you know, we could see as ideas and thoughts. And the sun sextile Neptune on Sunday is really feeding in actually to Venus, this Venus, lovely Venus in Gemini. So I think it's a week where there are some challenges. We see, for example, when the moon is in Capricorn, it of course is going to be again between Saturn and Pluto. It's going to be conjunct Saturn. So it's a kind of emotional week, riding on the back of this Scorpio full moon. But on Saturday, you know, we see Sun trine moon. It's very earthy again. This earthy energy is very emphasized at the moment. So it's about trying to get things done, while at the same time following this Venus in Gemini thing of not getting bogged down in stuff, because the Earth can dig its own hole really, and it can get stuck in a rut, it can get stuck in its own structure. So this Venus in Gemini is very necessary. Sun sextile Neptune again on Sunday, which is the main aspect of the week, is very much playing into a sort of soft, caring, sharing. It's also, it's quite a placid feel to it in a way, quite a relaxed feel to it, quite an artistic feel to it, certainly with Venus so prominent. So an interesting week where because we've had a lot of storms recently with Mars besieged between Saturn and Pluto. So this is almost like a breathing space that we're getting at the moment. and certainly with Venus and Gemini, as a feeling, to my mind, because it's also trine the South Node, sextile the North Node on Thursday. So this is about women as well, Venus. It's about women's voices, particularly Venus and Gemini. So an interesting week, and I'll be, of course, posting follow-up news stories under the main thread in Facebook. So there'll be a kind of a possibility, if you like, to look back on things with, you know, events that have happened in the week posted underneath the main post. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Have a great week. Bye.